Our Eastern Conference Finals are set. Um, Yesterday, the Knicks eliminated the Celtics in 6 games. And I think if you were to go back to even the first day of the play-in, and you were to say, "Hey, not only not are we are not only gonna get no Cleveland Cavaliers in the conference finals, but we're not gonna have either Cleveland or Boston in the conference finals," I think everyone would have called you insane. Because I think everybody assumed there was gonna be at least one of Cleveland or Boston in the conference finals, and we didn't get either. Cleveland, say what you want, they missed Garland for the first 2 games, but other than that, they missed Mobley for a game, and then they missed Hunter for the same a game as well, but other than that, they were relatively healthy, other like, the last 3 games of the series. So a little bit of injuries. The fact that they lost in 5, it still blows my mind because, again, I mean, best team in the East, and you go out in 5, and it really wasn't even a competition. But we already talked about Cleveland, and then there is the Boston side. Again, Boston lost last night, making it they lost 2-4. Um, Bad game, awful game. People keep saying once Tatum went down, they're like, "Hey, they still got Jalen Brown." Jalen Brown is I love him. He's on my favorite team. I've watched him since his rookie year. Jalen Brown is nowhere near the player that Jason Tatum is. He doesn't do anything close to what Jason Tatum does, and I would say, like, if we obviously this entire team isn't going to be back next year, but if we had this whole team next year, no trades, just no Tatum for all year, we would be a playing team, if that, honestly. We would still be able to win because we're still a good team. Brown is a good player, but the consistent winning and blowing teams out is what comes from having Tatum as well. Um, Brown, I mean, he fouled out in the 3rd quarter last night. He had 20. He took, like, all the shots. He wasn't getting any help from any of his teammates scoring-wise last night. As you know, the score 119 to 81, a 38-point loss. Rough. I mean, Brown had 26 and 6, but Pritchard had 11, Horford 10, Drew 4, Porzingis 4, White 8. Like, you just couldn't get anything, and a lot of these points came from later in the game, but it's bad when every person on your roster plays. That's how, like, Torrey Craig, Baylor Shireman, JD Davison, Jordan Walsh, all of them played at least 4 minutes. Like, it's bad. And then on the other side, you get one of the most well-rounded games I've ever seen from a team. Mikal Bridges 22, Jalen Brunson 23, OG 23, Josh Hart 10 points but a triple double, and then Cat 21, McBride 10. Just complete, and you also know it's bad when PJ Tucker plays. PJ Tucker played 4 minutes, didn't have a thing, but still bad bad way to end it. Again, obviously Tatum has been out the past 2 games. Honestly, with the way the series was going, it would have been an uphill battle for sure if we had Tatum to win this series, but we obviously would have had a much greater chance. But I'm not as upset, honestly, as you would think. Granted, because I mean, Porzingis has been awful this year. I mean, 11 minutes. He can't even play over 15 minutes, and in those 15 minutes, been a negative. He actually, plus minus wise, was like the best player of value today, other than Sam Hauser, at a minus 14. Like, we've got like Derek White was a minus 45. Like, just really bad, just really bad. Um, Brown was a minus 30. He had 7 turnovers. It was, again, a really bad game. And there's not much that they could have done about it. But yeah, like I said, I'm not too upset because, again, no Tatum. The Knicks played like the better team. And honestly, I mean, we all know how hard it is to repeat in the NBA nowadays. But honestly, again, you guys know I like to be unbiased as I can, especially when I'm making videos like this. But Knicks have been better. Brunson has been the best player in the playoffs by a mile. It's not even close. There is no one you can say who's been the MVP of these playoffs that's not Jalen Brunson. And again, today he didn't have to do too much. He still had 23, 6, and 6, was pretty efficient, but the Knicks are a good team. Which is something I don't understand why people are coming at them because again, they are a good team. It's not like the Knicks are a playing team. It's not like the Knicks or whatever. The roster is, made to, you know, battle us, and it did. Plain and simple. Even though, again, sure Tatum was hurt, but they won. They got to play what's in front of them. It's not the Knicks' fault. It's not, it's not our fault. I mean, the first two games were our fault, 100%. But just rough. Just a rough way to end it. It probably sucks for a lot of fans, but we'll see what we go into next year. Off season will be very eventful, I think. But anyways, let's talk about the conference finals now that I gave my little recap of last night. Um so the Pacers that have the depth. Are probably one of the best depth teams in the league, probably behind Minnesota. They're probably the best bench team in the league. Um, they don't, and the Knicks have the star players and the higher caliber role player. Like obviously, OG Anunoby is better than Aaron Nesmith. Mikal Bridges is better than Nemhard. So while the Knicks have absolutely no depth. Obviously, the Pacers still have their all-star caliber players, but I think if you were to ask anybody that's not a Pacers fan, even Pacers fans would probably say Brunson and Cat is better than what Tyrese and Siakam are. Um, Defensively, I think it's going to be a good defensive series. I don't think this is going to be a super high scoring series if I'm being honest, because again, I think the Pacers have everything they need defensively for this team. And then the Knicks have right, the two big wings that they'll probably have on a Siakam and a Halliburton. They've got a center, the centers can both stretch the floor on each side between Miles Turner and Cat. Um, I am worried again, like I've been in every series, about Cat on defense. For those, down the stretch or whatever, where it's just him and no Mitchell Robinson protecting the paint. Because again, we've seen Halliburton can get to the rim. We've seen, Siakam can get to the low put paint and stuff. So, that's something to look out for. But this series is honestly, it's what do you believe in more? Do you believe in the depth of Indiana, or do you believe in the stars slash higher caliber of role players in New York? And honestly, I can't fault you. I can't fault anybody for saying either of them because I don't. This isn't a definite thing. This isn't a definite series. The Pacers have the I think the best record in the playoffs. Um, Although I think it's actually between them and Minnesota. I think they're both 8-2. I think those are the only teams that are have a record that's good because the Knicks have lost four. They lost two to the Pistons, two to the Celtics. Uh, the Thunder have lost three in this series alone. The Nuggets have lost a bunch too. So yeah, I think they have those two teams have the best record in the playoffs so far. And then the Knicks have taken down some pretty the Pistons obviously talent wise aren't what the Celtics or the Pacers are, but they were gritty enough and they were a good enough team to get put up a fight in pretty much every game of that series. And then obviously you go against the defending champs where it was an uphill battle every game except for the last game for them. Um, Say what you want in the first two games, they went down 20 in the first half for a reason, which I still am. I'm not. I don't like looking at that, but obviously, and in game three they were down 20. They didn't come back in game three, but the fact that they give up a big lead so quick is what's kind of scares me and what ultimately I think is making me go Pacers in 7. And I've said this before, if I'm picking a team in 7, it most likely means that it is going to probably be a close 7 to where all these games will be close and the Knicks could easily win this series as well. But I think when I'm looking at what I want from a playoff team and what I want from, my franchise, the star players are cool, but we've seen it's not the role play. It's not the stars that really do it. Obviously, the stars help and the stars do their thing like they're supposed to, but you need that seventh man on the bench to give you a spark at sometimes. And the Knicks don't have that. I mean, Deuce McBride can do something sometimes. Campaign has a game once every series, maybe, if that. But the Knicks bench does it, which wouldn't scare me one bit. One bit. The scariest thing is Mitchell Robinson, who shoots 30% from free throws, and right is just going to get fouled constantly to shoot free throws because he is a rim protector and a great rebounder, which is something that also which scares me on the Pacer side because you look at the personnel. Miles Turner isn't this rebounding machine, nor is Siakam. They don't really have a big wing that they start that can get 8 boards a game. While the Knicks, right, Karl Anthony Towns had one of his best rebounding season of his career. Mitchell Robinson is one of the best offensive rebounders in the game, um, and best rebounders in general. So that also scares me, but I think I would probably go Pacers in 7. I think Pacers in 7. I again, there's a way that I'm not saying that there's no way the Knicks could win, but there is, I think I'm trusting the depth of Indiana more. And it's not like when I say star players, it's not like Halliburton or Siakam on Indiana is just a scrub. It's just Jalen Brunson has been a top 10 player this season. Karl Anthony Towns has been a top 14, 13 player this season. I mean, Siakam hasn't been a top 12 player this season. Halliburton hasn't been a top 12 player this season. So I think that is what ultimately makes me go Pacers 7. Again, I could be swayed very well. We're gonna have our hoops all in video coming out either tonight or tomorrow, where we will talk about this more. I'll hear what the Knicks fan has to say. And maybe he'll make me jump shifts. But at first glance of this series, I think that's the avenue I'm going. But again, let me know who you have in the conference finals. Who do you have making their finals? And the fact that one of the Pacers or Knicks will be in the 2025 NBA finals it's mind blowing. It is mind blowing. And again, I mean, the fact that OKC and Denver plays game 7 tomorrow at 3:30. The fact that OKC could lose too, and then none of the 61 teams, the 3 best teams in the league might not be in the conference finals, which would be just chaos, utter chaos, and that this ring for this year is really up to anyone. If OKC loses, any of the 4 teams left could win the ring. And I wouldn't be surprised anymore. But again, we'll see how that goes. I don't Game 1 is probably not until Monday, if I had to guess. Oh no, game 1 isn't until Wednesday. So we've got a big break because we have no games today. We have no games Monday or Tuesday. And then game 1 would be all the way on Monday. So, but again, let me know who you've got in the conference finals and what really sticks out to you when you're looking at these 2 teams.